The president, exuded or demonstrated that he understands the current situation in the country because a whole lot of, Nigerians are, reading from the impact of the removal of the fuel subsidy and also going to the purchasing power being reduced and all of that. The president said he understands, and these are some of the necessary things that we need to do to get our nation on track. But how long do you think Nigerians will want to wait for?
Well, Nigerians are not going to wait for too long because a lot of systems that will cushion the effect of this hardship have already started coming in place. Remember when he mentioned that subsidy was removed, he also spoke about alternative energy sources that will speed up our economic growth. And many of these materials are not on-the-shelf things that you just quickly deploy. And immediately production started. And there are some Nigerian companies now that are producing a lot of these CNG vehicles and vehicular products and all whatnot. And the security also, he has done a lot to make sure that it is rapidly stemmed down. And a lot of financial systems has also been put in place to support people, especially SMEs and all whatnot, including the student loan. And for me, particularly, what gladdens my heart more is the student loan because we'll be harvesting from it in the next 2 cycles of student graduates, as the case is. We will not have in our political history a time where someone will have to stop in secondary school, brilliant people particularly. You don't need to know no one for you to continue your education. And education is the bedrock to civilization and breaking the yoke of poverty. So for me, that glads in my heart. But again, the pain is there, but we'll go out of it, right? A lot of developed climes that we all, give thumbs up today, like China, right? America and all whatnot. They had their own fair share of it. As it is now, China is topping in global economy and production, right? Including infrastructure provision. But we're quick to forget that there was a time where the Chinese government, Chinese people had to close their doors in order to fix their nation, especially in the 70s, the 80s, and some part of the 90s, right? Downturn of the 90s to the 2000 and all of that, China became a global giant. But they did go through their own period also.
And when you say Nigerians will not have to wait too much, I want to draw your attention to what the president has been harping on since the beginning of his administration about the need for investors. Many have seen, or many will have seen the president as sort of a chief marketer for Nigeria because it makes use of every opportunity to pitch Nigerians when it goes out of the country at the World Economic Forum in Dubai and others. But would you say that these policies are paying off? Recently, the president was able to secure a $600 million Danish investment. So how well do you think our image is to foreign investors now?
I will look at it from the perspective of the private sector, not only government. Recently, is it Guru, whatever it's called, owned by Mr. Femi Ayodele, they just signed they just signed a contract with Siemens, right? And all of that. I will tell you that if the Nigerian opportunity have not been marketed well by the government, I don't think they would come in to sign such contract, you understand? Because, of course, they know what they're doing and they know what they're looking for. And there are also so many companies that have come into Nigeria to work with Nigerian partners, to establish more companies here. Yes, there are some companies moving out, but those companies that are moving out, you need to also look at them clinically. Are they companies that have really taken advantage of the Nigerian situation to the extent that they cannot leverage on the one-ton profit they were making in the past because of the restructured economic environment in Nigeria, whereby your hard work, your smart work is what's going to earn you your profit, not taking advantage of the citizenry or the economic situation.
So if you look at the president's speech, yesterday, he actually the speech extensively referenced the struggles and sacrifices of pro-democracy activists. How significant do you consider it for a sitting president to emphasize these historical events, and what impact do you think this will have on the contemporary political culture in Nigeria?
The impact is that it's going to give today's generation and future generation the hope that whatever you put in, the country will always remember your effort, right? And for the families of those our heroes past and living, it also gives them the assurance that their loved one did not work or suffer in vain, right? The more we continue to appreciate them, it's just like our servicemen. The more you appreciate them, the more you have people enlisting into those organizations. But if you have a system that is not appreciative, it will be very difficult for people to put in their all. So I commend the president to have appreciated, our past heroes and the living heroes. And it goes to show the political history of Nigeria on how we have evolved to where we are. And it's also pointing to a fact that it has never been easy, never been rosy, right? There were times whereby we went through our sweat, through our blood in order to build this country. And for those who are coming also, they have to see where we're coming from and that they need to do more.
But do you think we have actually moved on, or we've actually evolved, really, as you said? Because, last election, the presidential election especially, it seemed even though some said it was one of the best ever that we've ever recorded, since 1993, but the way people take it, some have not actually moved on. And they see that Nigeria is actually, to them, taking several steps backward, and that we are not exactly where we're supposed to be. We are not even moving forward to where we are even supposed to be. So how do you address this? Because it looks like it has fragmented or caused a lot of separation, tension among different ethnic backgrounds and several people.
I will not align with the word fragmented, but I'll rather say we have evolved rather than say we have moved on. You see, in a democratic system, no matter how brilliant you are, no matter how you up the game, right, you must understand that human want is dynamic. And for people that are contesting power, they're not going to talk about your goodness. They're not going to talk about what you've done that is right. They will try to water down whatever you have done. And of course, they have to mirror the contemporary issues that are yet undone. That is their job. You give that to them. So for those things that I've mentioned that you are yet to solve, you pick from that, go back to your drawing board and rework it. For those other ones that they're trumpeting, that is not real, don't allow it to distract you. Your hands must be on the plow. Your objective must be very straight. You have signed a social contract, a political contract of 4 years with the electorate, with the people of the country, and you must be moving on to achieve that social contract.